Driving on gravel forest roads can be dangerous if you're untrained or unfamiliar with some of the challenging conditions that this type of road presents for HGV drivers. Steep, soft and narrow sections can all present hazards, whilst at the same time HGV drivers can expect to encounter heavy plant working on site, additional large trucks, wildlife and the general public. Forest roads present the potential for fatalities, serious injuries and environmental damage. Whilst most normal forest roads will run at an angle of 6 or 7 degrees, in steeper sections angles up to and over 18 to 20 degrees can make things interesting, especially when combined with wet weather conditions or a soft road surface. Always try and read the road ahead and select the correct gear in a low box if necessary for the climb. If a CTI system is fitted, consider the tyre pressure settings to ensure maximum traction can be achieved. If the road is narrow or has blind corners, consider use of the CB or radio to communicate with other users to let them know you are climbing. Gearing is also appropriate when heading down a steep slope, and a low gear should always be engaged or combined with the use of an engine brake. To avoid overheating of a brake system, always apply brakes in short bursts and avoid brake trailing where possible. When encountering soft road conditions, again consider use of CTI and the correct tyre pressure settings. Think about using diff locks and other traction aids where possible. Give close consideration to your speed and how soft potholes and stretches of road can affect the stability of both the truck and the trailer. If you've been dragging any vehicle parts through a soft road, consider damage that may have occurred to brake lines, airbags, etc. Forest roads are likely to be soft after prolonged wet weather and also after a period of hard-cooled, icy conditions, where a swiftly thawing forest road will turn very soft very quickly. Narrow forest roads can present problems with visibility, meeting other road users, and damage can be caused to the likes of mirrors and ancillary lights if branches and roadside vegetation is closing in. Narrow roads are likely to have soft shoulders, so care needs to be taken on corners and also when putting jack legs down for crane loaders. If a road is simply too narrow, this should be reported to your line manager, supervisor or forest works manager. Bridges and forest roads should always be pre-surveyed to check for structural compliance and weight-bearing capacity in line with planned operations. Always reduce speed for bridges, which are likely to be single carriageway. Try and stay central to the bridge, as underlying beams and girders will be designed within wheel track profiles, and consider other road users. Always report any damage to bridge parapets, decking or handrails. Tight corners are often encountered on forest roads, particularly on steep hillside sites, where multiple corners may be used to try and keep road gradients down. Again, always reduce speed, approach any tight corners with care and vigilance. Be careful not to overrun surface road areas when exiting. Forest road turning areas should provide adequate space to either turn in one or reverse turn a timber HGV. Good surfacing is required for these manoeuvres. The turning areas are often combined with timber stacking, vehicle welfare and a fuel servicing point, so it can become congested. Planning for turning areas should be considered at pre-com meetings and before operations start. They should be kept open and as clear as possible. Always make full use of mirrors, cameras and additional lighting where required to undertake a safe turning manoeuvre. If turning areas are too congested and too tight, always report this to your line manager, site supervisor or forest works manager before it becomes a safety hazard or turns into an incident. Forest road defects, soft spots and potholes are inevitable, but to maintain the safe flow of timber, these should be reported as soon as possible to allow for repairs to be made efficiently and in a timely fashion. This will help avoid safety incidents and damage to HGVs. In the first instance, report any damage or problem areas by phone to your line manager, supervisor or forest works manager. Where possible, clearly identify on the map where the problem is occurring, and this report could be used to file a safe access report or road defect report whereby all details can be clearly recorded. Lack of reporting, and more importantly, lack of action, will only lead to a defective load situation getting worse.